What's Hollywood Show, segment 3, FUI report, first of two this spring. This segment is going to go like this. We're going to finish up the last email we got. We're going to recap the emails, start off with material and whole sit down, and then wrap up the show with about 5 minutes to go. We'll wrap up and recap the show and prepare you for June 26th. Same setup, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on live stream. Same setup we got tonight will happen June 26th. We'll set you up for that end of this segment. So Hollywood, trying for you to read off this final email from the email segment we had left over, and then we'll recap them out and reread this email from this imbecile Edge in Columbia.
Right. All right, folks. Welcome back to the Bossman and Hollywood Show, and we're going to read you this final email from this listener right here. Yeah. And it goes a little something like this. Jazz in the Hamilton Arsenal.
Really? Sounds like a band.
That's exactly what that sounds like. We play a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll. Okay. It's some new can of crazy out here. Okay. Fat, juicy, broad, 4-6, refried meal latte.
Oh, God.
What does that even mean?
I think you meant retired military, but you put refried meal latte.
Who?
Retired military. He put refried meal latte.
Refried meal latte. What an idiot. She say not attached to me, but we can go on dates and see if we vibe. She say she's single as fuck. Huge. That's how I have it spelled. F-U-C-H, really?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I see why. If that's the case, we not on higher ground. If I'm attached to her, we not on higher ground. She not attached to me. Why I drive 60 miles, okay, in care to see her when she not attached to me. Okay. I turn her down. She say my loss. No, I think I win. Tell me the truth. Thanks. Edge in Columbia. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is that you're an idiot. When you say there's some new can of crazy out here, that's the only part I agreed with. And you're the first person I thought of when you said that. And we were only 2 sentences in. So what does that tell you?
Exactly.
Right? Okay. She say she not attached it.
You mean attracted, maybe?
I thought... I don't know. I don't know what I thought. She not attached it to me. But we can go on date and see if we... Well, I'm attached it to her. She not attached it to me. So he's gonna beat her down with an axe handle or something, but she doesn't want to do the same thing to him. So why does he drive 60 miles in care to see her when she doesn't want to attack him with an axe handle?
Clown.
Right. I turn her down. She say my loss. No, I think I win. No, I think you lose. At least on this show. That's the truth.
That's terrible.
That was painful. That wasn't even funny. It was just painful.
Very painful. So,
right.
Before we get to the material, so Hollywood, what are your thoughts on tonight's 9 plus this one email from Edge? What were your thoughts on tonight's email segment of all we've done over the years? This had to be one of the weirdest, longest email and worst ones I've ever heard in my life.
They flat out suck. I mean, it's become a tradition over the years that we get these emails sent to us, like I say, every show, and they get worse and worse. They get more and more indecipherable. You know, that was pretty bad. We don't know why they chose to do it that way, but that's just what they do. And we don't stop it. We read it. Just like we were reading the emails back in the game when they were just regular emails. You know, and over the years they've taken a turn for the worse. And that's why we call this the FUI report.
Yeah.
Because that's who's here. I mean, that's who's here. And that's who is sending the email. They do it on purpose. They do it for me to read it. But the difference between me and them is I'm in FUI. I'm not in FUI. I'm just reading FUI material.
Yes.
I get this material firsthand from the FUIs who admit that they're actually FUI.
Yes, they do. Every show they admit it. Every show.
You understand? And I believe that FUIs, they need to be shown love too. So I read it for them. Because if I don't, who is? Right?
Exactly. We're giving them a platform, Hollywood. A platform.
Yes, a platform. You know what I'm saying? To really show us their stuff and let us know how effed up they truly are. Man alive. But, you know, just like I said, they never cease to say, I mean, look, they don't disappoint. They don't
Worst
disappoint.
was Ron Zombie's email. Or Johnny.
Oh,
okay,
Lord.
Ron Zombie.
AKA, right, Ron Zombie. I think I said Rob Zombie. Ron Zombie. Right. That was
Verily I say unto you, you know where that came from, man. That's like, come on, dude, really? The D's and dials and dimes, you know we hate that crap.
Right. That's not how we get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't Midsummer Night's Dream. You know what I'm saying? This is not the freaking Raven. Just stop. But anyway, that's crazy. Yeah.
Hell of a segment.
Oh my God! Like, those were horrible. Like, we had some good ones, but man, like, those were horrible. But anyway, we can't expect anything less than what they give us. That's what they do, man. They're the FUIs, man. You know what I'm saying?
They give us their material.
Oh yeah, and they keep us in business. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like we say, and we give them a platform. That's what we do.
Yes, indeed.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay, like, so what are we doing? We're going back to...
Getting back to the material. We're at Ho Sit Down.
Okay, yeah, I see that. All right. Ho Sit Down. North Carolina elementary teacher resigns after threatening to shoot up her school.
FUI.
Like, she was actually allowed to resign?
You know she's full of that mayo. They get privileges.
Well, yeah, you already know. That's how that's going down. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no teacher just gonna be like, yeah, I'm about to shoot up this whole school. And not at least get the police called on. You understand? Police have been called on us for lesser. Ordering a burger. Tying our shoe. Selling a Lucy. You understand?
Reading a book in the car.
Right. I mean, you name it. You understand? Having a barbecue in the park. Just walking on your street. Being parked on the street. We could do this all day. He actually threatened to shoot up the school. Okay? And ain't nobody called the cops. Gotcha. All right. VHS tape installation. Jada Pinkett Smith once had an unhealthy relationship with porn. Persistently pressed rewind on skin flicks. Once at an unhealthy relationship.
She bought the bunny
Her
out.
doggone
Going
fingerprint
off with the rabbit out like.
What?
Needs. Or her
You
rubber
know how they
dongle.
got the you know how they got the like the fingerprint scanner?
Mm-hmm.
She has one that's permanent.
Very permanent.
What? I'm not. Her and Will and Jada don't have the typical marriage that everybody has, like, or a lot of people have. They're kind of out the box, So I can understand, but sometimes that could be a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Constantly, wanting to see some porn and the likes of cats like Wesley Pipes.
Or Mr. Marcus or Brian Pumper.
Giving them the business. Oh, see, here it is. Check this out. Sappy wife, happy life. Will Smith reacts to Jada Pinkett's admission of prune-fingered porn addiction on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Prune finger.
It's funny. That's what it is. Prune finger. That is ridiculous. Okay, it's a wrap. Carly Red's fiance says he's ending their engagement over this inappropriate Instagram Live with Moneybag Yo. Who is that?
Moneybag Yo sings Big Stacks.
Oh, God.
And Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and her fiance, Arkansas Mo. Moneybag Yo invited her to a show in D.C. She said she'll come twerk some at the show. And he saw that and he said, I'm done.
So they had got, they did. I watched that. They got back together. Kind of patched it up.
But now she's saying she's going to twerk something for Moneybag Yo at his show. And now it's back off again.
Well, she didn't want, I don't think she wanted that in the first place. She
wants Young Jock still.
Right. But she always, Carly likes to play a lot of I'm a remedial type games. You know what I'm saying?
She is.
Like, she's another one. Like, right. It's like when you see, like, for instance, when I'm watching the show and I see her pop up, I automatically go, oh. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know there'll be some mess.
Right. It's like that's almost all you're worth right now is mess. And looking goofy when people call you out on it. Then it goes left. It is, man, it's just stupid already. You know what I'm saying? Stop. That's all you want to be known for is mess?
I think so. That's what keeps her bills paid. Being messy and starting mess. Because before this, she was a nobody before this show. She was nobody.
Well, yeah. I didn't know who she was. At all. Okay. All right. Anything for clout. Connecticut fugitive will surrender only if he gets 15,000 likes on Facebook wanted poster.
It wouldn't be afforded to one of us.
Dude, for real. Connecticut fugitive will surrender only if he gets 15,000 likes on Facebook wanted poster. Man.
The joys of being
anyway.
white.
Like, seriously, they would have found me before I could even pick my phone up.
Exactly.
It was just appeared out of nowhere. It just materialized out of nowhere. And then I would have got shot. They would have shot me first. Anyway, come on, sis. Georgia woman swindled out of $80,000 in a single week by big tooth chopper suited scammer.
Yes. Right here in
How
our
they know he
backyard.
had big teeth?
Well, look at his
Oh,
picture.
seriously?
Look at his picture. He got some chompers on him. It happened in Duluth, Georgia, in Gwinnett County, but they found him in Franklin, Tennessee, hiding at a Marriott under a table in a conference room.
What?
And he's a black man too.
Oh, Lord. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
That's pretty unbelievable. In a single week, a big tooth chopper suited scammer. All right. Shake my head. We're going to try to get in as many as we can. Penn State professor using Uber as side gig accused of kidnapping women passengers.
Wow.
And truth be told, we've been hearing a lot more and more about the dark side of Uber. Should I call it that? Yeah. You know, as far as people getting robbed, and I'm talking about on both sides of the fence. You know, on top, the Uber drivers and passengers. We've been hearing about Uber drivers jacking people, or just like this one, kidnapping folks. And then, of course, we hear about passengers jacking drivers, beating up the drivers. You know, all I know is I ain't doing no darn Uber. I'm not above it. I just ain't doing it. Especially not out here where I am. Because the shenanigans are real.
Exactly.
You understand? And I won't hesitate to pull a shenanigan of my own if need be. And I think you all can read in between the lines. Right?
They should be able to.
Huh?
They should be able to, but we're just talking. Remember, we're talking to FUIs. They might get a little bit lost in translation.
Yeah, look it up. All right, Cry Me a River. Oh, Lord. Teen Mom star Janelle Evans. White woman weeps after being called out by Nessa over anti-Colin Kaepernick post. Who still watches Teen Mom?
Losers, jabronis, Michael Cole.
Like, really? I don't even see how this is a story. Like, who is Janelle Evans? I don't watch Teen Mom. I used to, when it was a new show, like, when it was a new show, I think we saw a couple of episodes of it, but, like, it's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know who still actually watches Teen Mom.
I didn't know it was
like, if you want to see Teen Mom, huh?
I didn't know it was even still a thing. I didn't know it still came on MTV. I didn't know, no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, because, like, for us, if we want to see Teen Mom, we can go right down the block.
For sure.
Now, I can see a heinous episode of Teen Mom almost every day. You understand? Like, that ain't hard. So I don't even know how it's just... All right. Here we go. Gratitude is the attitude. Lil Nas X cops a Maserati sports car for Billy... Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
For Billy Ray Cyrus to thank him for Old Town Road. Awesome. Doing numbers. I probably wouldn't have bought him, but I'm still doing numbers. Yeah, just like I said, you know what I'm saying? That's a time. There's a chance for Billy Ray Cyrus to come back up. You know what I'm saying? After his tremendous, and if he did right with it, I'm pretty sure he's good. You know, especially with the success of his song, which still gets airplay on those old country stations.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Got him a Maserati. All right. Pop out. Colin Kaepernick celebrated with Warriors after sweeping Portland. It's good that Colin Kaepernick is getting out.
Yeah, very good.
Well, you just don't hear, I mean, you're not really hearing nothing about him. But anyway, we have a clout caper. Instagram fashion influencer arrested for $50,000 credit card fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I ought to get some plastic surgery to. He wanted some cakes, and I don't want to even think about that. But he wanted some cakes.
Oh my God!
Exactly. That's why I don't even go any further. Than
right. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay. Fear of queer. Trash as Alabama Public Television bans Arthur episode that depicts gay wedding. Oh, come on, man.
I know, right?
I don't know about that, man. Like, I guess I should. It's almost like, what are you showing kids that actually watch Arthur?
I don't want to expose my kids to that at that age, to be honest with you. I'm going to say the non-politically correct thing. I don't want to have my kids seeing that at that age. I think that's okay. I'm just being real. I'm not about to be PC about this. I don't agree with the lifestyle. I don't agree with the lifestyle. If it's just you do, fine. I don't agree with the lifestyle. I don't want that. I don't want my kid to see that. I think that's okay. That's how nature's supposed to go. It's not. So you love who you love. You can do what you want to do, but don't mean I have to want my kid to see that or be that. But do you?
Right, and that's my whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I have no problem with them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you are you and I am me. You understand? Now, I choose not to entertain that. You understand? And I would rather, for young children, if they can be educated, if I can educate them somehow concerning that at the right time, that's fine. But I do not want my children indoctrinated, you understand, into a specific lifestyle.
Exactly.
I don't want them to be brainwashed. You understand? Children are easily influenced, of course. You understand? It's like you see all these videos with these children emulating their parents. Well, that's what they do. Linda. You understand? Kids are very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? So I personally, as a parent, do not want my children to be indoctrinated in a lifestyle that I would deem contrary to what I believe or whatever the case may be. When they get of age to understand it, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
When they get to the age where they can understand those types of walks of life and make, and do accordingly, fine. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want my children indoctrinated by not only that, but anything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to love my children regardless. You understand? If that's a path that they choose, just like church, if they find God, or, you know what I'm saying? Or, I'm going to support them on that. I'm going to love them regardless. I might not agree, but I'm going to support them because that's my child. You understand? But I just don't want any indoctrination. I want them to find their own path to wherever and make a serious decision, you know what I'm saying, on what path to choose based on their maturity.
Yeah, you should.
You know what I'm saying?
Kids seeing that, because little kids are already gravitating to each other. Like, boys hang with boys, girls hang with girls already at a young age because they not used to each other in the opposite sex. So then you're going to amplify that by 10 by showing, this is why I need to be with.
Right.
No, I'm not down with that.
Yeah, that's I mean, they even have people that is like, what's the problem? I mean, like, what have they not already seen in the first place? But that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Kids see too much as is nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not good. Surgical sorcery woes. Cardi B cancels concert over knifed up tummy and headache complications. Oh, God. She went back. What did she go under the knife for now?
To suck up all the baby fat and get herself looking just right after the baby.
That's what exercise is for. It's not like she was huge in the first place.
You know, a lot of these these women in the rap game, they had a baby, they go get the fat sucked out and go get knifed up and have to bounce right back. Like, you don't lose that baby weight all the way fast. They're getting surgery. And it's, to me, they're beating the system. It's not going to make them look worse when they get older.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, off this, but, you know, it's just like with the plastic surgery. You understand what I'm saying? When I see a lot of these stars of music, film, and what have you go and have a procedure done to their face, and they know they should not have done anything, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have so many black women that have went off and tried to do the trendy Caucasoid thing. You understand? With this recreation of their facial features or whatever. You understand? That they're almost unrecognizable from the beauty that they were before. You know what I mean?
Way jacked up.
I'm talking about, and I'm not saying any names, but I'm telling you, we've had a plethora of women who have, I'm talking about, jacked themselves up. And I'm talking about these women were beautiful before even having one procedure. And it makes me think to myself, why? Why would you risk going through a procedure that would make you, that basically defeats the purpose of what you tried to do in the first place? You mean to tell me you came out looking worse than when you went in? You mean to tell me you came out looking worse, you understand, than the beautiful that you was before you even went under the knife? And you mean to tell me you're happy with those results? Like, dude, like, they got some chicks who went in beautiful and came out looking like Skeletor, like, real talk. And that's what's up. I'll pass.
Same here.
All right, man. Let me see. All right. Making it rain on them hoes. Black strippers in Mississippi awarded $3.3 million in discrimination case against Janky Soup Cookie Club owner. Janky Soup Cookie Club owner. Well, congratulations, ooh. y'all really making it rain.
And they're making it rain for Mr. Sippy, right? That's what the man said his name was at first. Mr. Sippy.
Yes. I remember that. That was classic. Mr. Sippy. Yeah, he's a FUI legend right there. That's a lot of money. $3.3 million. Okay. How many strippers? Like, who gonna be fighting over what?
It was 6
all
of
I see
them.
is a turkey bass to come.
It was 6 of them in the case. 6 of them.
Okay. They gonna be fighting over that. I said some most. Whatever. Yay Sports. Moderately messy. Magic Johnson airs out loose lip Lakers. GM Rob Pelinka on ESPN's First Take. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
Did you watch it?
Yes, he was telling everything. He was snitching. What he was doing was snitching on everybody.
Oh, you snitching?
Yeah, Rob backstabbed me. Rob said I wasn't at work. Rob said that I'm lazy. Rob said I'm this, and Rob said I'm that. That's what he was doing. Like a whiny little girl.
Unbelievable. I'm gonna take my homeboy's word for it. Matthew
With his no talking and tweeting ass.
Right. You gonna kill the rim? What? The
Sure.
hell? Anyway. Now look, dude. Oh God. Here's one that I'm gonna talk about. Okay. Not it. Foxy Brown gets booed off stage again after lackluster performance during Candy's tour. Now, I actually saw that. Okay? And it was really sad. It was sad. It was sad. Look, okay, if you can't hear, maybe you should just get real with yourself and hang it up.
Exactly.
If you really can't hear. Because that's kind of what it sounded like. It sounded like she could not hear. And the performance was just god-awful. You know, sometimes, nobody's going to criticize you for hanging it up. You've always got bait. You've always got overseas if you're able to hear the actual track. But if you can't hear, oh man. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe you need to hang it up. Because this happened. It happened previously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Foxy Brown.
All right.
Retired, honey. Retired.
Yes. I think it's about that time. And I love Foxy Brown. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to go out. I was going to say go out on top, but sometimes you got to go out in the middle towards the bottom. All right. Sally Mae West. Black billionaire Robert F. Smith pays off student loans for entire Morehouse graduating class of 2019. And I saw that. They had now this is true. They had some women who were actually complaining about that. Like, yeah, his wife is white. So basically, it was a slap in the face to us black women. That's why he just paid those men's tuitions off. Okay? Somebody dialed 911. Where's whiny Mandela? You know, they got a whole bunch of millionaires, black millionaires and billionaires that have married white women. We don't know why, other than the obvious. I mean,
it gets them to the country clubs, okay? It gets them into those white areas they can't usually get into. With them being it's just a symbol.
It's a pass key.
Yeah.
It's a pass key. You know, I mean, I don't. There's nothing really to figure out here. You know, but you're making yourself look stupid by just complaining. You know what I'm saying? He paid off them brothers' tuition. I'd be happy. You know, these brothers done came up thousands of dollars, like in a 2-hour ceremony. It is what it is. All right. Let me see. All right. F. Dem Fraps. Bigoted barista at Florida Starbucks called cops on black man for using the bathroom. Ooh. That's supposed to be a surprise. Where was that at where the two guys got the cops called on them just for waiting on somebody at Starbucks?
In Philadelphia.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a surprise. You understand? I mean, here's my thing. We tried so hard as black people to fit in with the white hoi polloi that we basically make a fool out of ourselves trying to do it. So instead of owning our own businesses and circulating our own black dollar, we try to go off and chill at these places where they don't want us in the first place, and then things like this happen. Smarten up. Start your own business. Okay? And then there's another problem. Even when we attempt to start our own businesses, it's almost as if black folks won't even support their own. So it's almost a never-ending struggle. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, plans for businesses to be owned by blacks is almost being discouraged from the jump because we don't like to support our own. Or we like to get on Facebook and be like, don't support this or that and the other. Well, are you going to support me? Now I got to step out on faith instead of being sure. Not that stepping out on faith is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But I like to be absolutely sure, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that my people are going to support me. And then we won't have to worry about going to Starbucks and getting the police called on us because we're there, simply existing. That was frustrating. All right.
This will be the last one, Hollywood. The Lamar Odom will be the last one. We got to wrap up here in like 5 minutes. So that'll be the last one is Lamar Odom.
And it's bad. The D ain't me. Lamar Odom says he used a prosthetic. That's right. Oh, God. He used a prosthetic penis to pass drug tests for the 2004 Olympics. Yeah, I heard of that, and if that's the case, that is really pitiful.
Yes, it is pitiful.
That's pitiful. That's almost as bad as what was that basketball team where the dude was like snorting the cocaine?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember.
Indiana Pacers, Tyreek Evans.
Yes, and he's like geek standing with the president. And then he finally revealed that he was high at that championship game.
Yep. That's embarrassing.
It's almost as bad as that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it just makes you a fraud. You're fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm glad he told the truth, but dude, that makes it look bad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the best thing to do is to keep it to yourself, and if you want to bring it out in your memoirs or whatever, in due time, then do so. But this Lamar Odom needs prayer. Okay, that's it, bro.
In Hollywood, we got a few minutes to go. What were your thoughts on tonight's material from 71 and 73 tonight?
Well, it's horrible, as it should be.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, how much of a good time would we actually have if there were actual good news?
Correct.
You know, the FUI report doesn't revolve around quote-unquote good news. We revolve around FUI activity. And FUI activity almost always is not positive.
Correct.
That's why they're called FUIs. I mean, they do just messed up stuff. We're not saying that they're not positive people. At times, we're just saying the stuff that they do is just really not very smart.
Amen to that.
And we report on it. We report on it. And that's what we do. Unbelievable.
Very
I got a
much
headache.
Very much so, folks. This was the first part of our two-part series for the spring. We'll be back June 26th, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. We'll bring you 3 segments, 2 of material, 1 of emails, and it will be horrible. So while we're away the next 4 weeks, feel free to email us at info@bossmanshow.com. Catch the show at bossmanshow.com. We're also on all kind of apps, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast, Red Circle, Radio Public. We got a lot of platforms to pick up the show now, so check us out. And check us out on social media, Bossman Show as well. Hollywood is always my good brother. Great job, great show. I can't wait for June 26th to do this again with you, my brother.
Yep, it's going to go down again. It's going to go down again. We're going to have more of what you're looking for. That's FUI activity. That's jacked up emails. That's our names getting jacked up. That's people acting a fool, which is basically what this whole thing is about. So thank you for listening. And until next time, this is the FUI Report with the boss man in Hollywood Alley for Ghost.
Peace.
And if you don't know, now you know, you know.